Xin chào. All right, finally getting some good news, people. So in this video, we're going to talk about Vietnam and its opening process, and they've officially pretty much really started it up as of today. So if you do have a TRC already or a 5-year visa exemption, you can now come into the country by just booking a flight. There is no additional paperwork needed whatsoever. This is a really good first step to getting things going. And then the rumor mill is that after TET, you will no longer have to book through the tour group. But right now you still have to book through the tour group if you want to come on a tourist visa. It's the only way that you can acquire a tourist visa, because the government is not handing those out right now. Why they do this tourist group thing? Well, I think I have a few answers for that. I think it's mainly because, you know, they want to kind of keep people out. They want to make it, you know, pretty expensive to get here as a tourist. And they only issue a 30-day visa. And I don't know of anyone that's extended their 30-day tourist visa on that particular one. It's not the same as like getting a tourist visa was beforehand. So I think we're seeing them do that because kind of exactly what I just said. Kind of make it only high-end tourists that are going to spend a lot of money. So like, you know, the package is anywhere from like $2,500 to $5,000 depending on like what hotel you're at and what area you go to, and with the flight and everything. So that's only for like a 1% of people are going to take that. That's why there's only been like a couple thousand people to have done the tourist package group. So this is all the TET stuff they're setting up here. It's going to look really nice. They do a really good job for the TET decorations here. It'll go all the way down. We saw it last year. So.
You're fat and broke, right?
Huh?
You're fat and broke, right?
Yeah, I'm fat and broke.
Yeah, watch your channel.
Oh, nice. Thanks, man.
Nice.
I appreciate it, bro.
Yeah.
Have a good day, man. Subscriber. Always cool to see a subscriber. So as I was saying, I think it's just to really keep out like you know, cheap backpackers essentially, and then they'll be ready to do that once, I think after TET is their plan, to kind of allow some kind of normal travel. But there's always going to be a caveat right now because there's not enough flights. So like, there's a dude in the Discord that's been stuck in LA. He works here, he has all of his paperwork, all of his shit done, but the flights, they made him jump through some hoops get some paperwork for his kids, like their birth certificates and all this stuff. So, but now he's got all that done. He can't find a flight until like the end of the month. You know, kind of like a nightmare scenario. So that's why I haven't gone back home yet. I'm not gonna, one, I don't have the money to pay for the crazy flight that it costs each way currently. And there's no good routes, like there's too many layovers and it's just too expensive right now. So like, I think still my original projection of June, July is going to be when tourists can come back at a reasonable rate again. And I don't know how long the flights will be expensive for, and if they will ever even get that cheap again with all this COVID stuff. Here's a Royal Enfield. Royal Enfield officially pulled out of Vietnam this year. No one bought them. You rarely see a Royal Enfield here. They're particularly pretty good bikes. I mean, I don't care for them. I think they're kind of ugly, but they are pretty reliable, you know. So yeah, I think it's pretty interesting that, oh, they paid the kid. This is where this kid should go every time. He just made 50K. I'm not really into the fire breathing. So let's read the articles, the official breakdown. The letter came out this morning with the red stamp on it. And that's the only time when you know things are actually happening. All the other stuff that people say is just like rumors and shit. You know, I would be weary of a YouTuber claiming to, you know, pay for you to get here and offer you a service. I mean, that's up to you, but as ever, I'm not a factual robot. All this info could be changed or wrong, so or check on your own end, but I'm going to kind of read off the documents and such. Let's see. Winnie sent me all this stuff this morning. Okay. I got like a nice little chart here. Okay. Married to Vietnamese national. Visa exemption for family with or without TRC in place. Able to enter by approved charters, commercial flights with immigration approval. TRC-TT not recognized for entry to Vietnam. TRC-TT with work permit exemption not recognized for entry to Vietnam. Vietnamese ancestry. Visa exemption completed. Charter flights without extra approval. Commercial flights with immigration protocol. Expert investor, foreigner in Vietnam. Spouse, minor children. Parents may travel into country with sponsor, company agrees. Permissions from People's Committee. Foreign tourists, limited availability to resort locations with a 7-day visitor visa, restricted to resort destination. No onward travel within Vietnam, which that's not really true. I know people that have traveled, you know, gone and done the thing and then gone all over. So I don't know why that's quite written like that, but here we go. Welcome spouses of Vietnam, relatives of Vietnamese with foreign nationality are allowed to enter the country without any other official letter if they have a valid temporary residence card or a valid 5-year visa. If anyone needs to apply for a 5-year visa exemption, please contact me. So like, you know, a couple of you in Discord would now be able to book your, because a bunch of you guys got the 5-year visa extension. You guys can now start planning your trip, and I would start to plan now. If you really need to get here and you're going to be here for some set period of time, I would do it right now if it was me. Even if the flight's expensive, if you need to absolutely get here, now is really your time to do it. You know, before I read the rest of this, we'll talk about the rest of the news blurb today. Is we had our first communal Omicron cases in Vietnam this week. So we had a lady that came from America, a Viet Cue, came from America, and she passed all the things, tested negative. And the first day she got out free, she went and ate with family and friends at a restaurant, and they all three of the people there tested for Omicron. So it looks like Omicron is going to be thriving and kicking through everything pretty quick here with how rapidly it spreads. I don't see that they could contain that group. They would have to contact trace everyone at that It's just probably already a scenario where it's gonna, you know, really flutter. But there's not much news about it. They've not been making a big deal out of this. Like, you know, all the other countries are, but they don't seem too concerned with it here. So hopefully that attitude continues with, you know, the current state of things. But as I said, if you've got the TRC and if you've got the 5-year visa, you've got a route to get here, you just need to book a flight, I would get on it. Of course, confirm with the airline. Confirm. If it was me, I wouldn't just book a flight, but Winnie already checked for me. I can fly back home and get back in. She confirmed it like 3 different places, so. Again, I don't have the money to go back home. It would be like $5,000 minimum investment, so I have to wait until the flights come down, probably June or July, and then go see my mother. We'll see how it all plays out, but okay, so now let's get back to the article. Okay, so if you are having a problem getting your vaccine, you still have to be vaccinated, by the way. You have to be double jabbed to enter, so that is never going to go away, in my opinion. So if you're thinking you're going to get here anytime soon without being vaccinated, it's just not going to happen. I mean, it's just not. So now you can update on the PC COVID app yourself. You can self-declare on there and upload your vaccine information on there. A lot of people are having problems with that too, of submitting their vaccine paperwork, etc., etc., etc. I have 3 jabs, all AstraZeneca. Win-Win has 3 jabs, all AstraZeneca as well. Neither of us had adverse reactions to it. So, we got some kids making a video here, probably for college or something. Kind of looks like vlogging though. And there's some more to this puzzle. So everybody's hanging out by the waterfall because everything else is getting built for Tet. That's everything. I think we covered it all. Now let's jump on over to VN Express and see. You know, I'm starting to not really be looking at VN Express as too reputable of a news site, to be honest with you. You know, they've done some weird stuff saying like Hoi Vane just reopened when it's already been open for months. So there's a couple other articles that are like that too, where they're just like, it's just weird the way that they're posting the information is maybe just for views, in my opinion. But foreign arrivals with valid visas will be allowed to enter Vietnam without having to obtain prior permissions from the immigration department and local authorities. So there you go. Read through the rest of this real quick. Yeah, experts want free entry for foreign tourists from April 30th. So I really think you're going to see around June, July. Is that an Oppo? Oppo fine? I should have an Oppo. You can't get that phone anymore. Oh, it's got to be the same. I can't tell which one it is. I want to look at the camera setup. Yeah, I'm into the foldable phones. Oh, it's the Samsung. Samsung Fold 3. I really do like that phone. I just don't like its price. It's incredibly overpriced. I mean, I just can't validate $1,800 for a cell phone. And as we all know, cell phones pretty much go to shit after a year. You know, the battery. So that's just too much of an investment. Even though it's really cool, and I probably think that foldable phones are the future. I can tell you for sure Apple will come out with a really high polished one and it'll just take off. I can almost promise it. Okay, so back to the news at hand. Yeah, Vietnam's first Omicron community cases had meal with U.S. entrant. So as I explained, it sounds like they've already got all the people quarantined and stuff, but you know, the way Omicron spreads, we'll have to see how it goes in the next coming days. That's why I'm recommending that if you do have that 5-year visa exemption or a TRC, and you want to get back here and you're going to be here for like a year or longer, I mean, now is your time. I know the flights are going to suck and they're going to be expensive, but if you need to get here, this is your time to do it now. And I wouldn't dibby-dabble on that. I would get things aligned. I'd get that flight and I'd get out here. Mitch just got back. I didn't ask him the total cost of all of his stuff, but they let him in with the TRC. So it's been about 5 days since they've already been doing what I just read in that article. Someone else reached out to me too that went that same route. So I think now though is the easiest, since all you have to do is book the flight. All you have to do is have the vaccine proof and a negative test result 72 hours prior, and you can travel. I've taken so many COVID tests, it doesn't bother me at all now. Like literally I was gonna go take one today because I might go to Vung Tau tomorrow, hang out with Mark for a few days. He said a lot of people are there. So I think it'll make some pretty good content. And it's free. I don't have to pay for a hotel. I can just stay at Mark's house. So it would just be the cost of me going down there on the limo, which is like a bus with massaging chairs. There's so many YouTubers that have made videos on that stuff. I don't think I need to. And most of you guys are rode in one of those now that have been here. Let's see if the VN. It is really like there's light at the end of the tunnel now. You know, this is a really huge step. They had just kept it all in the open, you know, on purpose before with little information, trying to make it like a big mystery of like who could get in and who couldn't. And then it looked like their angle was going to be, well, we're just going to make you do the super expensive tour package. And I now know why. As I said, I think it's because, again, it's a good way to keep, you know, a lot of people from coming into the country. So I think around April is when you're going to start to see all kinds of relief and get back in. What the tourist visa situation is going to look like, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if they're going to go back to their old ways. I would imagine that they will go back to the old ways of where you can just renew the tourist visa a bunch of times. I think the great purge, as everybody calls it, wasn't a, you know, wasn't a vial. It was, they didn't want to have expats sick here and have to take care of them. Because a lot of expats don't have health insurance when they're here. So I think that was more the realistic reason of why a bunch of tourist visas got exited. Now they finally just ended the auto extension visa extension. So if you watch Chris Travel's channel, he's got to go to Cambodia now because they exit stamped his visa. So a lot of people are getting that now. So almost everyone I know that was on that auto renew is now like hustling at the end of the day. I don't know why they didn't do it ahead of time, but like hustling to get a visa agent and try to extend it one more month. And most agents aren't sure about one more month after that. They think it's probably the last time they'll be able to extend them. So, I mean, it's too late now, but if you wanted to stay here and you were on that auto extending visa, you would have need to set things up. It's almost too late now. I think you can buy yourself another month. You might be able to do the dodgy buy a TRC thing. I mean, that's up to you. I don't ever recommend that, or someone that sells that service to you. But if that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. So, I think things are really looking up. Things are looking good. This is very good progress. Yes, it's going to be slow progress, but you know, everybody likes to talk about Thailand in the comments like Thailand's just kicking off right now, you know. My best friend's in Bangkok. He's been there for months, and he was there for a year before. He left for a little bit and went back to the States when they're in the total lockdown, because he can do that. But hey, he's one of my best buds. He's like, dude, everything's still really slow here. Most everything closes by like 10, 11, 9. You know, the drinking's weird. There's all these rules. So, you know, Thailand is not your what Thailand used to be yet, and it won't be until all the crazy restrictions and stupid rules are gone. You know, everything's going to take time. Now, if you do happen to get into Vietnam and Saigon's pumping. Every single thing is open. There's no restrictions on anything. Everything's open. Clubs, spas, karaoke, whatever you want to do, it's absolutely open and available to do here. So you've got full access to come and do whatever you need to do here. So it's a completely open city. There's no restrictions. There's no hey buddy. There's no time limit. You know, bars can stay open as late as they want. Boy Vane's open all night long. So if you can get here, this is one of the best places to be right now in Asia again. So I think that's really it. There's not too much more to cover. I think I've said what I needed to say. Let me just double check it and make sure I didn't miss anything, but I think we covered it. This is very good news. This is, you know, Vietnam saying let's move forward, which I'm happy to see them do. So the government gives the green light. Anyone that wants to enter Vietnam must prepare a list of papers, including approvals. In many cases, it could take weeks to prepare all the papers for foreigners who still need to obtain a visa. The People's Committee in cities and provinces should create favorable conditions. Yeah, I would imagine you still need some kind of fixer. So I don't know. I'll talk to Mitch on Zalo and see what he did to get his, and we'll kind of just go off his information. Because he is here now. He is back with his wife in the Mekong. So I will get the information from him, and we'll probably do another update on this video. That's it. That's all I got for this one, guys. I thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. I thank you for commenting. I thank you for liking. If you don't like the video, you can of course dislike it too. Even though YouTube took away the feature to see a dislike. If that's what you got to do, that's what you got to do. Should be a bunch of new content coming up. We got a bunch of Condal videos left. I don't know if I'll put them just on the Patreon. And then I do believe I'll be in the Mekong, or in Vung Tau for a few days starting tomorrow. So then we would see content from there. I'm not sure, but there's still plenty of videos coming up. We're back to 1 or 2 a day. So yeah. See you guys on the next one. Stay frosty. Thanks for watching. Peace out.